Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome into the den. I am Rob. Appreciate you hitting that play and coming over here to hang out with me, man. If you're a continued watcher or listener, very much appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the show here. If you're new to the program, I am Rob Goofball. Looks like this. That's what you get. But today we're gonna be talking about the show Wonder Man. Right? Different kind of thing for me. I normally just review movies over here or Halloween Horror Nights when I go to the event and I review the event that I went to and all that stuff, man. So reviewing a show, I think I've done before. Maybe I reviewed Wednesday last year. I can't really remember. Possibly, I don't know. But trying to review a show this week, man. We'll see how this all goes. But Wonder Man, this is the latest show in the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, over there. And man, if you're new to the show, you don't know this, but if you've been with me for a while, you know I'm a huge DC fan. Like DC is my area when it comes to like the comic book movies or TV shows and all that stuff. Like as soon as they announce those things, boom, right in there, right, man, right in there watching that stuff. Marvel, the movies I watch, and I've seen most of them, all of the movies at least once, and don't really go back to them too often. And then with the shows, I'm like pick and choose with the shows. I haven't really watched all the shows and all that. I think the last one I watched was Agatha, which I don't remember how long ago that was. Maybe was it last year? I don't think so. Maybe it was. I don't know. No, couldn't have been last year. If it was, man, it feels much longer than that. But no, I can't. I don't know. Anyways, that's the last Marvel show I watched, man. And again, like I said, I pick and choose. There's many Marvel shows I haven't seen, but this one was pulling me in, man. And I don't really know why this show was pulling me in, but freaking as soon as like I heard about it, and I don't remember ever seeing a trailer or anything like that. I just knew it was releasing soon, and I think I saw a clip or something like that. Or something gave me an idea of what the show was going to be, and that it was going to involve, an actor trying to land roles and living the life of an actor in Hollywood. That obviously interests me because I'm interested in stuff like that. So as soon as I remember that show was out, like I immediately went to Disney Plus, which is where this debuted. On January 27th, so a week or so, a little over a week ago, it debuted on Disney Plus with all 8 episodes at once. Great thing. I know that's one of the things that people kind of get upset about is when shows release weekly on streaming services as opposed to all at once. I'm kind of indifferent to it. I can kind of get why people are like, I want to watch all of it right away and all that stuff and streaming culture and whatever you want to call it. But with that said, the show is action, adventure, mystery, fantasy, drama show. Kind of just teased it there a moment ago. Our main character is an actor. He's living in Hollywood, he's living the dream, going after the goal. Obviously, and when he was younger, he fell in love with a movie, Wonder Man. He fell in love with that movie, and he grows up and is chasing the craft. But he is somebody who gets in his own way a good bit as well with the way that he works his craft, and his thought process and his the way he tries to put everything together, tries to make everything make sense, piece all this stuff together, and all that kind of gets him into rough areas and all this stuff with, the people he's working with, or the team he's working with, or the people who are putting the show together or the movie together or what have you, and all that stuff. So he kind of gets in his own way. And with all that said, as well, he is somebody who has powers, right? So that's who we're dealing with here. This is played by this name, man, and I butchered this name so bad the first time. I immediately remember looking at the cast and seeing this name. I'm like, oh no, because I remember the first time I came across his name. I've come across his name multiple times because he's been in so many things that I've seen. But the first thing I remember was it's either Aquaman or Candyman, and now he's in Wonder Man. So many shows with the name Man involved in it. But I remember. I remember trying to review Candyman and saying his name. I don't think did Candyman come before freaking uh, Aquaman? No, yes, no. Aquaman was 2018, so Aquaman was first. Candyman was 2021. So obviously Aquaman would have been the first thing I would have seen him in. Drawing a blank on it. Aquaman came out in 2018, like I just mentioned there. I wasn't doing my review show back then. Like I didn't have a review show back in 2018, so it would have been a Candyman. That's where I would have got to. And when that review came around and I had to say his name, I butchered it so freaking bad. And I'm going on way too long about this, but hey, whatever. We're having fun here. That's what this show's all about: is release. Just have fun. Block out the world, go have fun and all that stuff, man. That's what we're trying to do here. Escape from it all. But yeah, we're gonna try his name again. I believe it is Yaya Abdul Mateen II. He, like I mentioned, he's been in both Aquaman movies. He's in Watchmen. He's in the Candyman film, which I need to see again. I haven't seen Candyman since I saw it that one time in theaters. I don't really remember how I felt about it. I feel like I liked it, but I don't really remember how I feel about it. So definitely need to watch that again. But he's our main star here, man. He is playing our main character in this show, Wonder Man. He is. His character's name was Simon Williams. Simon Williams. So he is our main character. And with the first thing we need to talk about with this show is that it's not one of those shows that you have to know a lot of the lore of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like you can watch this show pretty much you can watch the show without really involving the rest of the Marvel world or have to know much about the Marvel world. I say pretty much because there is a character in this show, Trevor, who was we first ran into in Iron Man 3, right? The first time we ran into him in Iron Man 3, he was the freaking guy. Told you, man. I'm not vast on the Marvel stuff, man. But he was the guy, and then we get see him again in Shang Chi. Yes, he's in Shang Chi, and I don't think we've seen him since then. Also, I haven't seen Shang Chi since then, but that's besides the point. But right, I think that's the last time we see Shang Chi. But so he's in the show as well. So we're gonna run these two characters are gonna run into each other. And they're gonna be back and forth throughout the show with each other, and we go through there, man. And it's just the struggles of Hollywood. He finds out that they are remaking the Wonder Man movie. They're making a new version of it, and he and Trevor are both going after that role, and they're working together back and forth with the acting stuff. And Trevor's now helping him with the acting, but Trevor's also got a backstory that he's dealing with that's going on with his struggle. Of course, remember Mandarin. That's who the freaking character was. Mandarin with his stuff when he did that. And so now it's the back and forth. And I'm gonna leave some stuff out here because I don't want to spoil anything, obviously. But he's dealing with that and the ramifications of that while over here and working with this and working with Simon and all that stuff, man, is just wild throughout the show. Each show, like I said, 8 episodes, all of them not long. They're like 30 minutes, 32. I think the longest episode is actually 34 minutes. Not long, easy watch. So much so I breezed through like 6 of these episodes. Like I was binge watching this thing when it came out, and I was like, I gotta stop. Like I gotta stop for a little bit, and then watch these other two afterwards. But I think that's a pretty good tell of how I felt with this show overall. Is that I was into it, man. Like, again, don't want to harp on it too much, but as a guy that isn't overly like, I'm not a massive Marvel fan or anything like that. This show got me, man. Like again, the show pulled me in. It kept my attention throughout all 8 episodes. There's a couple special actors that pop up in the show as well. I would leave that blank. Some of it's already been online, so you've probably already seen it. But again, just gonna avoid talking about that. But that was fun stuff as well. Um, but the thing I like the most about this show is it just feels so different from most of the Marvel stuff we get. Like I mentioned, he does have powers. Simon has powers, but those powers aren't on display throughout the whole show. Like there's teasing of it, there's like a little hint of it, maybe a couple of times you'll get a glimpse of it, but they don't, throw it in your face. It's not all about let's do all these powers, let's do big bangs and all this explosions in every single episode, and let's make it over the top and all that. They're not doing that, man. It's very grounded. It's very much following a storyline of these two characters who both have goals that they're going after, but also have these past and these things they're dealing with and these struggles that they're going to fight through, but still they're fighting together to go after this role of Wonder Man and this film of Wonder Man and all that stuff, which is so powerful and so well put together and just so emotional in aspects and so cool in aspects of the things they do, like so well put together, and just feels again so different because that's kind of one of my harps with the Marvel stuff. And I don't hate Marvel. Obviously, I've seen everything Marvel's put out so far, with the exception of shows. Um, and I've enjoyed a good bit of them. Like I've enjoyed a good bit of them. Heck, I did my anticipated films of 2025. Doomsday was number one. Like I'm, obviously I don't hate Marvel, but I'm just not super knowledgeable. I'm not one of those people that think everything they do is great or like they're the greatest gift to the world of movies or anything like that, man. I think they have a blueprint, and a lot of their stuff feels the same, even when you put in different characters and all of that. But this show just felt different. It felt like a new, fun world. It felt like a world I was very interested in with the Hollywood stuff and behind the scenes, and what the process was for this actor, and what the process for this actor, and how they work off into different each other, and how they work together, and how they work off of each other, and all that stuff. And it's just so cool and so awesome. And each episode was so interesting. They have a special episode in between that tells you another backstory of things and events that's happening in that world, in this world, and stuff like that, man. And I meant to say it like that, in this world, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but also in the world of Hollywood, in that world, and all that stuff. So cool. That aspect of stuff is so cool as well that they put that in there. But man, him, Yaya, Yaya. I'm kind of confident I'm getting that right. Yaya and freaking Ben Kingsley working with each other, working off of each other, back and forth. Those two characters, so freaking cool. So freaking cool. So fun. Again, so emotional. There's some drama and emotional scenes in here. And just well put together. Such a good storyline. Like, this is easily one of my favorite things Marvel has done. Probably my favorite Marvel show. I don't know as far as like movies and ranking and all that stuff. We're not getting that way, but it might be my favorite Marvel show, to be completely 100% honest with you. Like, just thinking about the shows I've seen and I've enjoyed, like, I think I've enjoyed this one the most. And this is the one that, I've, binge watched for the most part. I watched the first 6 episodes. And again, not long episodes, like pretty much sitcom length episodes, but so entertaining, so fun, so well written, so um, on the edge of your seat of seeing how things are going to happen and be like, ooh, where's this going to go? And how's that going to happen? How's this going to pay off? And what are they going to do over here? And how's that going to work out? And all that stuff, man. In a good way, not in like a, overly having to think about it way, just in an entertaining, you're involved in what they're doing and you're hooked in the story they're telling and all that stuff, man. So, trying to think of the same thing. It's no credit scenes that I caught. Um, I worry about that sometimes with the TV shows, because there have been times where the shows do have a credit scene after shows, but when you're watching them on Disney Plus, I don't know if this happens for you, but when you're watching on Disney Plus, like when the episode ends, a couple of seconds, the thing pops up where it's like next episode, the little ticker starts going that way, and then boom, switch it to the next episode. So I assume there's not any credit scenes. I did Google it while I was watching it, and they said there's no credit scenes reported. So take that for what it is. Maybe you could, maybe, heck, I've seen the show. I can Google it right now. What are we doing, man? I can Google it right now. Wonder Man 2026 show have credit scenes. The 2026 MCU Wonder Man series does not have a post-credit scene or mid-credit scene. Despite the tradition of Marvel teasers, the show concludes without any additional scenes after the credits, following a trend in recent MCU projects like Eyes of Wakanda and Marvel Zombies to omit these stingers. So all 8 episodes do not have any extra scenes in the credits. And I don't remember seeing that thing where like Wonder Man will return, or Trevor will return, or anything like that, man. So we'll have to wait and see what they end up doing with these characters, man. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed this show. I thought this show was fantastic. One of my favorite things that I've seen as far as the Marvel show goes. One of my favorite things I've seen this year so far, and I've seen a lot of things this year so far. But it's easily just so good, man. So if you've seen Wonder Man, drop it down in the comments what your thoughts were on this there show over there, how you feel about it and all that stuff. Keep it civil, keep it nice. Again, this is a war, this escape. I like to be positive as possible and all that stuff, man. But yeah, I enjoyed Wonder Man a lot. I might watch it again. In all honesty, I might throw that back on and watch it again. Easy breezy, 8 minute, eight episodes, 30 some odd minutes each. Let's go. Easy to watch, man. That's my thoughts on Wonder Man. Appreciate you if you listened all the way through. Thank you very much. Anything else to touch on here? No. All right. Before I leave, I'd like to always remind you, you matter, man. You matter. Like, give yourself some peace, give yourself some love. I know the world, it can be crazy. I know sometimes things can be tough on you. Just trust in yourself, believe in yourself, chase those goals, man. Door will open, whether it's the one you were expecting it to open or not. Goals are weird like that, man. The world is weird sometimes, but positive things will happen to you if you keep a positive set and you keep fighting for yourself, man. Because you fight for yourself, you're gonna be able to chase and go for those things, man. So treat yourself with kindness, give yourself some love, man, and matter. Remember, you do truly matter. But like, appreciate you for watching this, listen to this here show. Um, Like and subscribe if you want to. You don't have to, obviously. Um, and yeah, that'll do it. I'll be back with more stuff to talk about, be it movies. Planning on seeing some movies this weekend. Um, Hopefully, I get around to seeing them, but I plan on seeing some movies this weekend. And Halloween Horror Nights. We got to talk Halloween Horror Nights eventually. We don't have any news updates really, but I'm sitting here waiting to talk about Halloween Horror Nights. So we'll see what happens, man. But again, as always, appreciate you. Thank you. Always take forever to close this show. So I'm just going to say, again, you matter. Talk to you next time.